Hey, welcome to another video. This is a shot of our 2023 Dynamax Isata 5 30 FW floor plan. So this is going to be an exterior tour, and before I jump into it, let me give you what my goal on this RV is overall. Number one, I'm really going to plan on documenting a little bit better on this RV compared to my last. We're really going to make this very useful for boondocking, as well as some extreme winter camping. So this is a 4-season motorhome, but we're definitely going to modify it to do some extreme winter camping, so we do have to make it a little bit more bulletproof for really cold weather. Then I'm going to do some modifications to make this really a full-time living type of RV. You know, we don't full-time, but we use it enough where it would definitely be a benefit to make it more user-friendly for full-time living. So that's really it. Hopefully I'm not being over ambitious and I do end up documenting it a little bit better, but let me show you what we have going on top of the roof. Here's a good shot of the overall roof. So starting out, you will see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 190 watt solar panels, so a total of 950 watts. It does have 2 heat pumps. You can see the max air fan in that's near the kitchen area, and this one is by the bathroom area, and that's the shower skylight. It does have the Winegard Road Trip T4, that in-motion satellite. I'll likely just leave it there, but that is an option. It's not something I will use. And then it has this Winegard Air 360. I'll probably just end up using that as an access point for my Starlink. But that's a good snapshot of the roof. It is a full fiberglass roof, so that's really nice. But let me go ahead and show you the rest of the RV. I really like the awning on this one. It's a dual pitch. It does the first pitch and then it pitches again. So you get a lot of shade with this awning. So I do like it so far. But this is what it looks like with the awning almost out. Can't get it quite out all the way without hitting the house. Let's do a walkthrough starting with right up here. Now this is the 30 FW floor plan. It does have the Xplorer package option, which is this paint scheme. The Xplorer package has 2 different paint schemes. This is the Light Xplorer, and they also have a Dark Xplorer package, as well as 5 other regular colors. I will explain to you more about the Xplorer package as we go. But this sits on a Ram 5500 chassis, has the Cummins 6.7 diesel engine. It is 4x4. The ground clearance in the back is actually not the best, but the main reason I wanted to get the 4x4 was so we can go through snow, and definitely not off-road, maybe some dirt roads, but it doesn't have enough ground clearance to do any kind of off-roading. But we don't do any off-roading, you know, the Forest Service roads are good enough. One of the main options, let's look at it right here. So the standard would be leaf spring suspension, but this one has the full air ride, the Kelderman air ride suspension. So they actually remove the complete suspension components and put in all new air ride. So this is not just airbags. It has a compressor and an air tank down below, and it has, if you look right there, it has automatic leveling. So when you're going down the road, it fills these airbags by themselves. So I really like the option because it does soften the ride as you go. Let's look on down here. Right away you will see that this does have the side view cameras. That's really nice. Nice change, especially for safety. It does have this really nice door. This door is very heavy duty. Much more heavy duty than what the Winnebago had. It does also have that, you see that little scissor up on top? So if you open up the door all the way, it actually locks in place. So the wind can't blow it shut. And as well, when you open it, it doesn't just swing out really hard. You can pretty much let it go. It does have a regular lock as well as a deadbolt lock. Do like having that. And then of course just a plain old screen door. So when you shut it, you don't have to slam it, just close it like a regular door. It does have the power locks here. I haven't programmed it yet, but it does have the power locks. I'm assuming it only works for the lower and not the deadbolt. Does have a lighted handle. The plain old regular electric steps. And then on the side, like I mentioned that I was going to explain to you what the Xplorer package is. The Xplorer package has dual pane windows. These windows are of course all frameless. I do like that, and it's nice to have the dual pane right away. It does have the Truma water heater, just like the last one with the recirculating pump. That is really nice. And this is the first storage bay. Let me open this up. I'm going to turn on the light here. All the lights you can control with the app, so I'm going to go do that right now. Okay, I turned the lights on with the app, and here you can see the very first storage compartment. It is full pass-through, so that's really nice. I'll likely put my fishing poles here. It is one of those plastic compartments. I don't like these as much. I wish that it had some carpet on here so things don't slide around and bang against the wall. So that's going to be one of my first modifications. Let's go ahead and close this. This is the propane furnace inlet outlet. And this is the main compartment. If you look here, you will see that it's not full pass-through. It'd be more like a 3/4 pass-through, so there's a little bit of storage up on top. That's definitely going to be handy for storing stuff that I don't need very often. It did come with this stuff here. It looks like this is some outfitter for some accessories. It does have some cold weather cover. I think this covers the radiator area. It does come with this waist-safe hitch. Same thing, plastic compartment, has these little drain plugs. So that is the main storage compartment. They're all on shocks, and these doors close really easy. There's this standard outlets. The back suspension is just a plain old leaf spring suspension, so there may be some mods coming up on this as well. And then right here, that is an exterior TV. So let's open that up. So if you look right there, there's a TV and a sound bar. We don't watch TV too much, but this may be kind of fun for some movies or watching some sports. Go ahead and close that. Here's another storage compartment right here. Forgot to mention that window right over there. That window is the kitchen window, and then over here that's the bathroom window. This storage compartment here, this is actually has this insulation. It's I think they call it thermal foil, but it's just a little reflective insulation. You can see there's a slight tiny little bit of room for storage, but these are the actual tanks. I think this is the black tank and this is the gray tank. And they have this insulated because this whole bay is heated. There's two methods of heating. The propane furnace has a duct that goes directly in there and heats it up. And there's also a little electric heater, 12-volt heater on the other side. I'll show you that. So that's a storage area. Same thing, I think I'll likely put some kind of a protective cover on there. And this paint job, check out this paint job. It has this nice compass here. Really like that compass. It almost has like a three-dimensional effect. I think there's a compass here and one on the other side. I wish they would have put that compass paint color right through the glass. I know on the higher end diesel pushers they end up painting right through the glass. And then this last storage compartment here, it has the lithium batteries here. Only thing I don't like about this is this battery bay is not fully weather sealed. That's one of the modifications I will likely do in the future. Yeah, they are heated batteries, but I like to keep it out of the weather, the elements. you need some kind of air circulation, but having it open to the elements is not the best, especially for these expensive batteries. Looks like there's a little propane accessory right there. Here's that paint I talked about. If you've ever seen that channel, I think RVing with Andrew Steele, you see this Dean Laux. This design is by him. It's not painted by him. And then this is the very back. You can kind of see that mountain theme in that 4x4. It does have dual cameras on the back. Those cameras there, 1 points down and 1 points back. And then you can see the horsepower and torque. I will say that this motorhome is properly powered. It is about a perfect amount of horsepower and torque. So really like that. It does have a 10,000 pound hitch. And then let's jump over to the business side here. Same thing, you can see that compass on this side. There's a little light there. Again, all those lights are remotely controlled. The things I don't like here is they have this fuel cap right here. It doesn't have a lock or anything on it. Anytime things don't have a lock, it just invites a little bit of trouble. So I'll have to put a locking fuel cap there. I think the fuel is like 52 gallons, something like that. It does have this is actually where the shore power is. I really don't like this. Looks like they use regular screws here too, and you can see that signs of oxidation here. We'll have to get that taken care of. But with this kind of shore power, you're going to have to lug that cord around, and that's here. I have that cord right here. That's a big 50 amp cord, and those things are really hard to lug around and coil up, especially when it gets cold. So I'll have to modify that and put a power cord reel somewhere. And then let's see. So here's the first compartment here. This is the propane compartment, and all it has is this propane tank. Jumping on over to this compartment. This is the main wet bay. So this is where you hook up all your water, fill your water, and has this outdoor shower with this shower sprayer. But this is where you hook up your city water. And you can see over here, it has this same reflective insulation, as well as here's your dump valves, black tank, gray tank. You can see the water filter back there. Don't really like that location. I wish they would separate the fresh water from the sewer, put a divider right down the center. Likely move that fresh water filter over to this side or somewhere up above. Has this 12 volt cargo heater. Do really like that. And looks like they have it mounted really low. It'd be nicer if they had it mounted a little bit higher so we can use more storage, but I'll likely do some modifications here as well. But this is where the dump is. And they do have this little dump hose storage, but I'll definitely not be using any of that. I will mount the macerator right in here. And that's why I don't want that cargo bay heater right on the ground. Need a place for the hoses. So it does have this remote panel, so you can turn the cargo lights on here. Cargo lights on and off, water pump, and the security light. I think that's that light up there. So besides on the app, you can actually control it from these switches. It is a dual slide, so that's the bedroom slide, and that is the living room slide. Again, all frameless dual pane windows. Over on this side here, so this is the 8,000 watt quiet diesel generator, and this is actually quiet. It has a has a radiator, coolant, and everything. I had this exact same generator on one of my older RVs, and pretty bulletproof, and definitely a true quiet diesel generator compared to that 3,200 watt generator. If you look right here, looks like there's opportunity to put some storage here as well. So I may end up doing some kind of modification there to actually utilize this dead space. Going over on this storage here. So this is the other side of that pass-through where I mentioned I was going to put the fishing poles. That's the box for that shore power. Over on this side here, it looks like there's room for storage up on top here, but it has all these wires. But it has a 3000 watt pure sine wave inverter, and it has dual 30 amp MPPT controllers. They all have remote Bluetooth. So really like that. I'm glad they're using Victron equipment. This is the transfer switch and surge guard. It's nice to have it all in one. Then of course, you have some disconnect switches here, but I think I'll tidy up the wires a little bit here. Don't like these wires really dangling like this. It just opens up invitation for those connections to become loose in the future. I'm really glad they're using this Magnum brand inverter. It's a really nice inverter. So I'm glad they're using this, and it's a hybrid inverter. So the hybrid inverter has a lot of functions. I won't go into the details of all the functions it has, but definitely a nice feature to have. And then over on this side, you can see the side view camera. Here's the cab. And then over on this side, this compartment right here is where you fill the DEF fluid here for the diesel exhaust fluid. So it does have the hydraulic automatic leveling jacks, but I don't like, I'll probably change this hardware out. I like to see it have a lock. Again, another compartment somebody can just tamper with. This is on the Ram 5500 chassis, so it does come with these cab reflective insulation. Don't really like this kind. I'll probably end up changing that out, but I'll do a whole separate tour of this area here in the future. Here's another snapshot of it. I was a little hesitant because I really didn't like this big overhead bunk. Just the overall design of it. I think they could have made it a little bit more streamlined, but I think my wife convinced me that it's not as bad as I made it out to be. And if you go on the inside, the bunk size, it definitely makes up for it. So I am happy with it overall. I think some of the other modifications, if you see, is all these RV manufacturers, it seems like they put the skinniest, smallest tires on these. So I would like to get some bigger tires, and likely some kind of all-terrain tires, but I'll wear these tires out first. The tires are pretty expensive. That's really it for the outside tour. Let me know what you think.